Buongiorno ragazzi, sono Milky Cereal e questo bello ragazzo è Clockwork.
Ciao a tutti amici telespettatori, non vedevo l'ora di essere qui con
Aspetta,
Milky.
Clockwork. I think this is an English stream.
Oh, oh, you might be right, actually. I mean,
Hmm.
shouldn't we do Vietnamese?
I'd be willing to try that, but I think I need a few weeks to practice. Killer Queen, though, might need a few moments to run away as his deep invade to drop down a ward is going a little bit badly, and now Nagia is taking the brunt of the damage. Hero is showing up as well. We have a game starting up here between Team Wales and Team Secret. A flash towards Nagia. Glory takes a blast code way too early, and his first blood for Hero. Clockwork, what are we watching?
Okay, so here's my explanation. You brought me in here as a clown color caster, so both teams decided to join the circus. That's the way I explain it.
Perfect. Two Italian casters, and we get some very, very crazy gameplay to start us off. You can analyze this replay for us if you want here, Clockwork.
Okay, so basically, Killer Queen wants to put a word, just that. But everyone in Team Secret is ready to punish him. And as we already know from last split and past games, well, here the skirmish goes on, and eventually Team Secret has way too much damage for Nagia to escape this funny event. Let's call it funny event. But anyway, you, Milky, are British, so you might very well understand that Team Wales also lives by the Queen and dies by the Queen, meaning that.
Okay. I do get that. I think Team Wales are also playing by the bot lane and dying by the bot lane. Very lucky that the moonshot doesn't land. And now, Arietti turning things around onto Eddie and Zuhao. And see how much damage the Troll King is putting out. Zuhao will fall. Eddie with nowhere to go. And Arietti takes a second kill in the bottom lane.
Okay, this is what a start to this game. Like we're having this spicy bot lane of Senna and CBL, and Arietti and CBL usually play some sort of weak side, but coming in and taking this 2v2 kill against Eddie and Juhao, which is at the moment one of the best performing duo lanes in the league, this is really impressive. And okay, first blood given by Nagia doesn't matter anymore. Now the game is even, and actually Team Secret needs to worry about this bot lane. Let's see how this started. Actually, I think Team Secret kind of initiated this because Shuhao was a pillar, and then Shuhao tried to peel, but there was too much damage.
If this moonshot lands from Eddie, I think that might just be Team Secret winning the trade.
Right. Look how these clubs are hitting. Like level 2 Trundle with the auto attack reset on the chomp can deal a huge amount of damage, and then the pillar stays there. It's like a very long lasting crowd control. So very powerful pick, especially to poke and harass in lane against these like not really lane centric AD carries like the Aphelios.
Now, here in the top lane, that did a very good flawless duet, but Nagia was able to survive having the hop available. But Hero just has a beautiful wave freeze set up, and Nagia's going to have to back. No teleport, has to walk all the way back up to lane. So Hero is just dominating this lane, as Hero should, because this is a big counter matchup when you play the Irelia into the null.
Exactly, and we already see all three lanes by Team Secret are trying to play as aggressively as possible, like shoving the wave in and trying to give Penguin as much space as possible. Mabinogi mentioned during the cast that Penguin, like despite Team Secret's successes so far, Penguin hasn't looked too hot. I mean, name checks out. He needs the cold. But anyway, Penguin hasn't been very impactful, especially in the early game. And Team Secret is a team that doesn't really need the early game to actually get their win, but still, it's something that we want to see from them, especially now that they are atop the standings.
Absolutely. It's been a fantastic start from Team Secret, 3-0. Kind of weirdly, though, for Team Secret, they have not won a single game as a clean 2-0. Every single one of their series so far has gone 2-3 games, and Team Wales are coming off the back of a defeat against Genius. They were 2-0, so they need to pick up their form a little bit. And kind of going off what you were talking about, how Team Wales are a team that will live and die by Killer Queen. We saw, I feel like last split, Killer Queen had a few good games where his teammates weren't really able to follow up, as the hijacked Chaos Storm will force Glory out of lane. But to go back to that Killer Queen point, I feel that Killer Queen has been playing well, and usually we do see from Killer Queen, if he is in a situation where he's playing really well and his teammates aren't, eventually things do go badly. The Gravitum Gun will lock down CBL. A dredge line on top, but in comes Killer Queen. CBL is already out of this. A fight feared and taken down. Penguin is the focus, flashing over the wall. Bazoohao will flash and a follow. 2 kills going the way of a Team Secret. Dredge line will land somehow through the tower. Bazoohao can't follow up. Penguin and Eddie will. A teleport from Glory. Team Wales want to turn the fight around, and the stun will come through. Eddie on the run, but this is still a 3v2. The fear on 2 CBL. Penguin incredibly low. The Trundle Pillar is stopping CBL from aggressing any further, flashing forward. But Penguin, Zuhao, and Eddie should be able to get away. A slow onto Eddie, and CBL wants this. CBL wants to make the play. Red and white guns. But the FL is not that strong either way. Team Wales will not be able to pull 1 kill back.
What an impressive dive from Team Secret. Extremely measured in their aggression and in their disengage, because a VCS team would have scrapped that skirmish until the very end. But they recognize that CBL coming back with the teleport might have undermined that, so they just leave. And yeah, you were talking about Killer Queen. This gank was a bit optimistic, let's say. Didn't turn out quite well. Team Wales have been one of the best early game teams when Killer Queen makes something happen in the early game. When that fails, things go wrong. But here we got a replay, and it's been a long skirmish. It's been a messy skirmish. CBL is the first one to fall. Killer Queen tries to escape but can't. And now from here on is the most impressive part, which of course is going to be cut out because nothing else happens. But it was very thoughtful of Team Secret to just interrupt the dive and disengage. Well done.
See, the thing is, this game has really caught me out, because yesterday I was casting SBTC against AS Esports, and it was a very slow game, so I had a lot of time to talk about narratives and talk about matchups. And this game, I thought, you know what, I'll do the same. But then we've just got fight after fight after fight, and now Eddie, caught by a pillar, flashes away to keep himself alive. But that is 1 summoner down for the Team Secret ADC.
It just never ends. I mean, they recognize that I am a color caster, so they don't want to let me actually any screen time to say things, which is wise. Anyway, Penguin now has space, thanks also to Artifacts roam, to take this Herald pretty much uncontested. Killer Queen is roaming to the bot side to help probably maybe invade, since also bot lane priority has pushed in. So it's a bit of a map split here between Wales and Secret, and I think Secret is actually probably coming out ahead of this, unless CBL takes such a huge amount of plates.
Well, it is 3 plates going over to CBL, who was just bonking on that tower. He might be a little bit down in the CS department versus Eddie, but with a lot of tower plate goals, will be practically even, if not ahead of Eddie, considering that he has a kill as well.
Right, and this intervention by Killer Queen to make sure that many plates are going to CBL, this was very important in the case, like if Team Wales actually want to give resources to their bot lane without, forcing skirmishes as they have tried recently. I might be proven wrong, since Killer Queen is again around this bot lane, and they seem to be engaging.
Eddie doesn't have a flash available, but CBL and Arietti won't be able to get on top. Vanguard's Edge in the top lane, and Hero makes it just look way too easy to get a kill onto Nagia's Gnar.
Okay, we've been talking about basically only this bot lane because that's where things have been happening. But this gap in the top lane, you mentioned the counter matchup Irelia into Gnar. Nagia isn't absolutely losing this gracefully. There's a 40 CS gap, and 2 kills, and now
Welcome to
even
the
the
mid lane.
lane.
Killer Queen going in, able to get the kill on to Penguin. Makes it a 1-for-1. Now the Fear Heartbreaker forward, but will not be able to fully connect the tethers onto Artifact. So it is just a trade of kills in the mid lane.
Right. Okay. So action all over the place. We've been seeing a bit of a slower uh, trend in the VCS. Even in the VCS, the games have been kind of lengthy. Here we see again the top lane masterful solo kill by Hero. But despite the pattern that all over the league is spreading, Team Wales and Team Secret are statistically the 2 best early game teams. They know how and when
Oh, we've
to
got
make
another
things
fight
happen.
on the picture-in-picture. Now it is Hero on the Irelia trying to run away, but those are
Ouch.
healthy members of Team Wales. Surely Hero doesn't turn this around. Almost gets away, but the boulder toss will secure the kill for Nagia.
Exactly. Killer Queen knows when and where to make things happen. So both Wales and Team Secret, especially masterful at this early game despite league strength. That's what I was saying. Now they're probably dropping a Herald. Here it is to take
That's a
the
tower.
first tower. Ariety and CBL should just leave here. There's no way they can defend this tower.
There is no way, and they have to be careful because otherwise Zuhao is just going to be stepping forward, flashing and hooking on to Arietti Senna. And then in the 3v2, there won't be much Team Wales can do. Either way, Team Secret pick up the first tower of the game.
Right, and Artifact is also kind of making sure this mid lane pushes in, so Team Secret can also take the dragon off of that roam, of the first turret in the bot lane. So everything is going in their favor. Team Wales is managing to kind of keep them afloat, but things are starting to get complicated for them. They still have quite a good scaling with the Victor, with the Senna, of course. So not all hope is lost. They need to kind of wait for the first item spike to actually get a skirmish that goes in their favor.
We're talking about nearly a 2k goal lead for the side of Team Secret. We're only 12 minutes into the game as well. Secret have been able to get that first Rift Herald. They've been able to get the first Drake as well. I don't feel like Team Wales have played particularly badly, but when Nagia is playing into this counter matchup, it makes things very difficult for them in this bottom lane. Despite Arietti and CBL getting that early kill onto Eddie and Zuhao, it was just a blip. It was just a misplay from Eddie and Zuhao, and after that point, Eddie and Zuhao have regained control of the lane.
Okay, look at this. Team Secret has switched lanes because they want to put as many plates, as much gold onto Eddie as possible. Killer Queen immediately read it, and now both Variety and Killer Queen are here to defend this top lane and to avoid Eddie from taking too much gold. So, good idea by Secret, good answer by Team Wales. Eventually, it seems like no aggression is being delivered, but I like how these teams are trying to initiate plays at every occasion possible. It's lovely. It's the VCS.
Now, I kind of want to follow that up because I feel like there might be a secondary reason as well. And correct me if I'm wrong here, Clockwork, but I feel like if you're putting Hero in the bottom lane where there is a tower missing, if you can set up a freeze, it becomes really difficult for whoever is into that Irelia to be able to farm because the Irelia can just run you down as we get the paranoia in the top lane. Penguin flashing over the wall. The depth charge will get the knock up, and Arietti will fall. Nagia hovering around but has no way of engaging, and now Nagia stuck under their own tower. Glory showing up, drops down the Chaos Storm onto Eddie, forces them away towards the river, and there is a TP to the top lane as CBL will arrive on the Trundle, but Team Secret are already making their exit.
It's incredible how Team Secret manages to consistently do this bite and run kind of strategies, kind of picks. They basically dove under the second tower and then just disengage without any losses. So this measured aggression is something we would expect this out of maybe GAM, out of Buffalo. Team Secret didn't play this aggressive in the early game in the last split, and now we're seeing a really overall improvement. I think something has changed for the better, and I love to see it.
I feel like this is what we somewhat have expected from Team Secret because they ramped up really well over the course of spring, and there weren't too many high expectations of Team Secret. But so many of the players have stepped up, and now coming into summer, this team is starting to gel even more. And the amount that they were
Shuhao.
improving over spring, they're now improving over summer, and we're seeing this roam from Zuhao towards the top lane. A pillar drop down to prevent Zuhao from hooking on to the Trundle, as we're seeing Team Wales trying to do a bit of cross-map play and saying, if you're going to play aggressively on the top side, we're going to try to steal away some of the jungle camps on the bottom side.
This roam by Shuhao was crucial. Not only he guaranteed the second tower for Eddie, which is now probably as rich as Bezos, but on top of that, he also guaranteed the second herald, with the Penguin was sneaking behind their backs. So that's a lot of resources, and even if Team Wales manages to trade for first tower in the bot lane, I still think Team Secret won that one out big, and the mid lane is the next target.
And it's another Rift Herald that Team Secret have been able to
Oh,
get. We
Killer
saw that
Queen.
off the screen. Good fear onto Killer Queen, but able to channel the Heartbreaker and escape to safety. So Team Secret don't get any goal because that mid lane tower still stands. But Eddie just going to push on in this mid lane, and Glory can't really contest him right now.
So I want to talk a bit about Eddie, because we have seen him in these like early lanes kind of struggle a bit. He was also solo killed in another matchup last week, which was a bit disappointing. It was against Artemis, which I mean, he is one of our best AD carries. But after that, like in the mid game, when he gets his items down, when he is allowed to reposition in team fights, Eddie turns into a real menace. And now onto this Aphelios, which is, you know, basically the champion that you want to pull that off. He is going to be in a prime position to actually do that.
Okay, Artifact, the engage comes through, good abscond. The pillar stops Artifact from backing away any further, but Killer Queen has already decided that he doesn't want to engage on the Silas any further. And all the while, Team Secret say, look, you're going to try to make this play, you're going to try to catch our Artifact. Well, I see you, Killer Queen, on the top side of the map, and that's a free Drake now for Team Secret.
Exactly. So the first few aggression from Team Wales didn't exactly all go the way they wanted. And that means that Team Secret is always one step ahead on the objective taking. They took both Heralds, they took both Dragons. Penguin is very far ahead in the matchup and has been way, way more impactful than Killer Queen in this game so far. So Team Secret now almost, 2.5 gold lead, but what we don't see is also the dragon lead and all these rotations that they have been able to set up first. This is the real advantage in this game, and they're here again invading on the top jungle, which is again they're initiated. They are setting up the pace of this game. Wales can just follow and answer.
And Wales, they need to match this push that is about to start from Hero, and once they do, I feel like Team Wales are in a situation where no one can match Hero on this Aurelia. Has the Blade of the Rune King, I think we'll be getting that second item very soon as well. And Team Wales are just slowly bleeding out, I feel.
Exactly. They're always running into this problem where none of them can match the Aurelia on their own. Artifact is also in a nice position. We see actually behind in gold compared to Glory, but still he isn't an easy target to just hop onto when he's on a side lane, because he has a lot of movement, a lot of dashes, so hard to pin down. The side lanes are a problem for Team Wales, and especially what Team Secret is doing is allowing Hero to take one lane and then move us four, as this recent invade showed. And in this case, it's really hard for Team Wales to be able to take a skirmish, because they're very behind at this point. I mean, Team Wales has also pulled off some of the most impressive comebacks that we have seen in this league, but they need to be on a bit more even ground, and this dive is not absolutely even.
Such a nice flank from Hero. The tower is going to fall, which means that this is just a fair 4v4. Hero forced out of the fight. Paranoia from Penguin onto Killer Queen, but forced to retreat. Team Secret, they pulled the trigger, but in the end, all they can get is that outer tower.
Exactly, and that's enough. I feel they don't really need to win a team fight. They're satisfied with this little objective. Everyone just goes back, resets, goes again to the side lanes like Artifact. That's all they wanted to take. I mean, of course, kill or two would have been nice, but CBL is deceptively tanky, and even if they hit him with basically all those skill shots, Trundle doesn't go down as easily.
6 kills to form, a 2k goal lead for Team Secret, and Team Secret are happy to play this relatively slowly. They're happy to say, we're going to wait for the next Drake, then we're going to wait for our Soul Drake, and all the while they can play, you know, a 1-4 or a 1-3-1 because they've got Penguin on this Nocturne, and Team Wales have to respect the ability of Penguin to be able to rotate around the map with that Paranoia.
Exactly, and that makes this artifact and hero side lane presences much more fearful, because you think you're making a pick onto them, and then Penguin pops up and says hi, and instantly it turns into a 2v2, and you're not winning that. Because Penguin is ahead, Hero is ahead, so Artifact is also, well, not really on even grounds, but still a menace. So Team Secret can always use this pressure, this like unseen predator of Penguin, not a reference to the actual animal, but they can always use this to make their side lanes more threatening than they already are.
Well, we'll see when Team Wales start to find their way back into this game. I mean, in terms of Team Wales getting back into this game, do you see this as just trying to scale, wait for the Victor and Senna to get to a very strong point in this game?
That can be a reason. I also think a part of it is that they are afraid to actually pull the trigger, since Team Secret, we've already said, are in a better position. They always posture first. Now Penguin is just sitting at this dragon. He has so much free time that he just doesn't need to do anything else. And Team Wales is aware that if they just face check onto, I don't know, zone with no vision or into a Nocturne ultimate, team fight is not going to go well. So they still need a fight at some point, and it's on them to actually look for that team fight. It's not going to be easy. Our Artifact probably a bit of an awkward position, and Team Wales managed to actually repel Team Secret from this dragon, even if you're still in a bit of an awkward position.
Wales have to be careful though, because Hero and Penguin are coming from the side and they could be finding themselves getting pincered very, very soon. So they're going to have to make their retreat. Flawless duet from Hero does not land onto Killer Queen as Penguin and Hero try to push this mid lane in. Penguin rather low. Vanguard's Edge now comes through, and Team Secret pull the trigger. Big Nara from Artifact, and Killer Queen will fall. Hero is surely going to die as well, and indeed he will, but it's still a 2-for-1. Good hook coming through, and Team Secret will find their third kill of the fight. 3-for-1. Secret win.
And this is also a Baron, because Eddie is alive, Penguin is alive, and Shuhao can tank it forever. So nice fight, nice skirmish here in the mid lane. Team Secret can now get a lot closer to actually finishing this game. With their sideline presence, this Baron is absolutely fantastic for them. Team Wales, as I said, team fights are not going to be easy.
Oh, Artifact's just 1v2ing. And he gets the kill onto Arrietty, and now it's just going to be a 1v1, a fight over Drake. Who's got more damage? Who can burst it down? I think it was Artifact, and Artifact indeed gets it. Nagia engages onto Artifact. Artifact goes gold, and he misses the boulder toss, but in comes Penguin. Now a teleport from the side of Team Wales. Nagia back into the pit, and Artifact just wipes him off the map. Killer Queen showing up, a 2v3. Can they keep on taking this fight? Artifact now running away, but Hero shows up. Paranoia has been used, but Team Secret don't want to aggress any further.
Okay, so this has been the visual representation of the thing I said before. Artifact is not really ahead compared to Glory, but he is still a menace. And what a menace was that 1v2. Now, Team Wales absolutely in shambles. This pick doesn't really matter for them. It's just a support. And Hero is unleashed. Artifact is unleashed. Team Wales can't even trade the Baron that Team Secret got for a meager dragon, because Artifact completely wrecks their plans. Such an awareness of, you know, his potential to do damage and to survive at the same time. This has been incredible. But let's watch the replay first.
Yeah, so it all starts with Team Secret kind of be backed away, and then this Vanguard edge to turn the fight.
Here, look at the Gnar. Look at the Gnar stolen from Artifact. The team fights has been completely broke open from from here on, and Team Wales just tries to scatter around and disengage. But Team Secret, these team fights and these all rotation that lead up to these team fights, they're just looking so crisp, and I'm not afraid. I mean, I have been waiting for the better part of 2 years to say this, but Team Secret are looking like the best team in the league, right? Look at
Yeah.
Artifact was the best mid laner last split, and I was about to say that also his teammates have stepped up. Eddie, Shuhao, even Hero, we're seeing, they have been popping off in most of these games. But when it counts, it's still Artifact, the superstar of Team Secret, and he never lets down.
Just remember, guys, watching this, 29th of July. Mark that date in your diary. That is when Team Secret play against SBTC, the two teams who are looking by far and away the top teams in the VCS, and that is going to be such a banger of a series to watch. I say that, and then it's just going to be a clean 2-0 with one team absolutely smurfing on the other team, but I don't care. I'm really looking forward to that one, Clockwork.
That will be the hype matchup that we're going for this first half. Now, Team Secret is just going to wait outside of the base and crack it slowly. They don't have any further pressure, though, because Baron is running out. They're still in a favorable position in both side lanes. Team Wales doesn't really have an answer except just wait for an opening and try to set up some engage at the edge of their base. That's what they're waiting for. Sadly, another tower is probably going to fall. Penguin is just too much of a psychological threat, and so they try to attack it, maybe.
Yeah, and Penguin's taking so much damage, and that's going to be a shutdown going into the pockets of Glory. This is what Team Whale need. They're trying to stem the bleeding, and, well, getting some bounty gold is definitely one way of doing that.
Exactly. They managed to buy some more time. Senna, let's not forget, she's still scaling, so it can make the difference, further into the game, probably. It's not going to be enough, in my opinion. Team Secret are way too much ahead, and if they decide to do so, they can force a team fight and leverage their wallet difference, which is very substantial at the moment. I think Team Secret, what they're gunning for at the moment is the next dragon, because having an Ocean Soul makes team fights absolutely unplayable for Team Wales. They are a bit low on burst and sustained damage, so having an Ocean Drake on the other side might be a way too steep of a cliff for them to deal with.
And Killer Queen I'd put down as being, more mechanical jungler than Penguin, someone who's more individually skilled than Penguin. So when I look at that Drake and I think about a potential smite fight, I'm not too hopeless about Team Wales' chances of being able to steal that one away, being able to delay this game by another 5 minutes.
Look, Killer Queen needs to be here with Nagia to put pressure on this top lane, because even if Hero now
Drake
looks
40
alone,
seconds, there's no jungler for the Drake.
Exactly, they need to try and take some advantage on the other side of the map, because they know, Team Wales knows, that they cannot allow themselves to contest this Drake and put themselves into a fight that they will probably lose. So they are trying to pressure somewhere else, but at the same time they can't really do it effectively because there's Penguin that can ult at any moment. So Hero is never really alone. They need two people on the top side, and that completely denies them any chance of contesting this dragon.
And that's Ocean Soul going the way of Team Secret, and Irelia, a Silas with Ocean Soul is very, very scary. And Hero's just happy to sit in the top lane this entire time and just keep on farming, denying any pressure from Team Wales and forcing multiple members to try to answer him in the top lane. And now there's another Baron spawning, and Team Secret are looking at just clean sweeping every objective on the map away from Team Wales.
I like this. Initiate the Baron as soon as it spawns. Now we see that most Team Secret members are already on 3 items, and they want to force a team fight right here.
Zuhao engaged on Paranoia channeled by Penguin. When does he go in? The Baron has been secured, and in goes Penguin on it to the backline. Moonlight Vigil are dropped down as well, but Penguin is low, being forced out of this by CBR, taking so much damage. An Artifact with a hijack Gnarl throws 3 members into the wall. Hero stepping forward, looking for Arietti. Arietti able to heal, but it is still Team Secret who are winning this fight. Surely in terms of health bar, somehow no one has died in this fight. So it's just Team Secret picking up the Baron and forcing Team Wales to retreat.
Look, Secret here are playing a Silas mid lane, but that looks like a Gnartifact game because his stolen ultimates have been looking so clean and they made a difference in every team fight. However, Team Secret doesn't manage to clinch any kill after this Baron. They're still ahead. They're still going to have a very solid advantage when it comes to actually pushing this lane, but like getting 1, 2 maybe kills would have probably ended this game. So very well done on Team Wales on surviving that aggression. Now it's still an uphill battle, but they can still make attempt against Hero.
This feels like desperation from Team Wales trying to get the kill. Hero takes no damage and is practically 1v3ing. Artifact teleporting in as well, and Team Wales have no choice but to retreat.
Exactly, and now Hero manages to just disengage, also thanks to that assistance from Artifact's TP. And now the minions are just flooding in. It's really hard for Team Wales to defend this tower. Trundle doesn't really provide anything against the siege. He can just put a pillar and hope that someone hugs it for long enough. And the Baroned up minions are absolutely not doing that. So very challenging now. Without snowballing properly this bot lane, the Trundle now feels a bit lackluster, and the base is open.
Zuhao just gets blown up. Moonlight Vigil doesn't land as well. Maybe this is an opportunity for Team Wales to go in. They land the dredge line on it to Eddie. Secret won the fight. Artifact is so low, but Artifact will get the kill, and Artifact will survive. Railgun from Arietti gives some shields over to the team, but is it enough? Artifact and Penguin low, but Arietti just can't engage. 3 kills for 1 for Team Secret. Now a teleport in as well. Team Secret won the game. Abscond abduct. Down goes 1. Vanguard's edge. And it is a clean ace for Team Secret as they will take down the final Nexus Tower and they will take game 1.
What an outstanding win from Team Secret here. The early game was a bit sketchy. There have been a few missteps here and there, but